Hi there, Frank here from Remek, and in this video, I'd like to answer a question from a user, very interesting question. And the question is, what do we mean when we say that our software, Remek Momentum Pro Standalones, tracks volatility in real time and makes trading decisions based on volatility in real time, the real-time tracking of volatility? So to start things off, let's visualize things a little bit. Here's a video, just a random video off YouTube. Imagine a little boat. We go out on Sunday, have a good time, get a good suntan, go home, no problem with the little boat. Well, let's try to do the same thing in this environment. Could be the same little island, the same little ocean, same little boat would not survive in this environment. This is what we call a high volatility environment on the market, whereas on the left, it would be a low volatility environment. And that would mean, that would also refer to the same instrument, even at different times, of course. Now, what's the point here? Couple of points. First of all, same account size would not be enough or appropriate in these two conditions, even if it's the same instrument. So if anyone asks, well, what's the right amounts, what's the right account size to trade the ES? Well, a couple of questions. What time frame? And also, what volatility environment? Because the amount that would be just fine to trade in an environment on the left would destroy our account on the right, this environment on the right. So that's one thing. Therefore, it's crucial that as we trade, whether discretionarily or algorithmically, we have to take into account the current volatility conditions of the market. Now, this is not so easy in the heat of the battle to run mathematical calculations. So our software makes it all easy for you and does the heavy lifting, as it were, automatically. So you can focus on what really matters. And what really matters is what direction you may want to trade in and whether you want to trade at all. These two buttons are all you need. Everything else would be the heavy lifting, again, would be done in the background automatically. So let me show you a couple of things about this, Remek Momentum Pro Standalones. So first of all, volatility. Well, in NinjaTrader, there's an easy way. There's a couple of easy ways to, or good ways to measure volatility, standard deviation being one, and ATR being another, and our algorithm uses both. In this case, I'm just going to put a ATR, in this case, just a 14-period ATR on the chart. Here we go. The first thing we notice is that, of course, it's not a flat line, which means volatility will change over time. Think of the two ocean environments. An account size or a boat would be, which would be just fine in one environment, would be destroyed in another. Same thing with the account size. Volatility changes. In a low volatility environment, a certain account size might be enough. Things change. That account would not be sufficient to trade that instrument in that environment. And the calculation needs to be run and quickly, and that's what our software does. But let me show you another thing. There's just a little trick here in Ninja. Once we're on this chart, there are too many zigzags on this ATR. So what we could do is just, the ATR is an average already, but we can take the average, an average of an average. And what we're going to do here, just a little trick, has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but, or just loosely, but we can put an ATR inside an SMA and put it on the chart. Here we go. I'll just drag it over here. And now we see that this little greenish line is the ATR 14 period, and the yellowish line is the SMA of the 14 period ATR. Less zigzags, probably a bit more meaningful for us. And to keep things simple, I'm going to take off the ATR. So now we're only looking at the SMA of the ATR. This line is not flat. It will change. And it would be quite difficult, if not impossible, to run the rather elaborate mathematical calculations before each trade when the trigger comes in. So that's what computers are for. We give the computer the heavy lifting, what the computer is good at, which is counting, mathematics, and we keep for ourselves what we humans are good at, which is thinking and using our brain. The other thing, I can easily decide whether I want to consider maybe just long trades because I know better, or just short trades, or I want the algorithm to decide which way we're going to go next. So this is all, the way we see it is rather cool. It's a software that you should have. And while we're on the subject, I might add that a new version 3.60 will come out in just a few days. So this is the best time probably to get to know the Remek Momentum Pro standalone suite of algorithms built for NinjaTrader 8. So much about volatility, so much about riding the waves on the ocean, figuring out the right account size for various environments, and also deploying our software to do the heavy lifting while still retaining manual control over our actions. So we hope this answers the question, and thank you very much. We'll be back soon. Until then, mindful trading.